The reading from the epistle this morning contained this verse: Nostra conversatio in celis est. In the Charterhouse, each cell, beginning with A and going to the end, had a letter, and after the letter, a whole verse. And I had that one. Our conversation, our citizenship, our domain of activity, our realm of being is in heaven. And there was an old saying, de cella in caelum, from cell to heaven. That is, no need to go to purgatory. It should already have happened. There is a beauty in simplicity. There is also a great blessing in absence of complication from words and noise of any type. There, a written word becomes very powerful, and the soul changes bit by bit into a dialogue with the invisible guest. All the conversation happens with him. And prayer also becomes simplified, for two understand each other perfectly well without a word. The old formula Carthusia numquam reformata, quia numquam deformata still holds. The Charterhouse never reformed because never deformed. It's when enclosure is breached that things start to go awry in monastic orders, and that breaching of enclosure can be manifold. It can be also virtual. Internet is the Trojan horse. And so absence of all communication with the world is an option which frees considerably from anything belonging to the world. Our prior indicated that the Carthusian life was la vie future, the future life. It was anticipating on earth what the soul will do in heaven and what the angels already do without ceasing. Just a being of praise. It was indicated that one does not need to justify it before men, for God did not have to answer to anyone when he created seraphim, angels of praise. And so on earth he has the rights to call out of society those who do nothing but praise him, for he is the supreme king and he has all the authority to do so. It's not for man then to question why or how. That would make sense. It doesn't make human sense. But there is also the factor of victimhood, for classically that also enters into it. Stat crux dum volbitur orbis. The cross stands while the world goes round. That undertaking of penance, it's part and parcel, actually even in canon law, of the eremitic life. And therefore there is an understanding that the mystical body needs that gratuitous element of praise and penance and perpetual prayer. That also is in canon law. But there is that element of continuous prayer, which is the whole reason for going apart from complication and noise and activity. It's to be available. But that availability can go the wrong way. It can be eaten up by things which are quite frivolous. Indeed, I was warned about that in the Charterhouse. One can do too many things not requested of one, even in solitude. For man by nature is a bit of a fidget, if we're honest. And we can cancel monotony by inventing things to do, avoiding that very thing for which we're there. In the Carthusian rule, it is indicated that our fathers followed an oriental light, and what was meant by that was that it was a retrieving of the pure emptiness and verticality of the desert, and so much reading of the desert fathers would take place. The monastic life goes back to the desert for its inspiration always. And the desert fathers usually didn't come in with their smartphone. We don't realize that we can defeat by one gadget the whole edifice, the whole raison d'être. What's the point of leaving the world to bring it with us? But that also applies mutatis mutandis to the Christian soul in general. For after all, we're all on this planet for a limited time, and that time does not have to be sacrificed to what actually has relatively no value. One can ask before any activity, quid hoc ad eternitatem, what this for eternity? What use? Before a day begins, it's well to reflect. It will come but once. I will make it, as far as I can, simple and linear. I will be here on earth what I am meant to be. I will praise and I will love, and I will be free from what I don't need. But after all, what we need is Jesus, and if we love him, we can shed many, many